how dangerous it is to be camping in Scotland. This is according to her. It is okay to be wild camping in Scotland. So wild camping is you camp wherever it is along the road. And there's the other option of campsites. So campsite is not wild. So I wasn't wild enough, bro. So I asked her how dangerous it is. I said, we've only had bears. There's no tigers, there's no lions, there's not much snakes. The worst case will be a bear.
Worst case.
Welcome back, guys, to a fresh episode of Between Shifts.
Yep.
I'm Wiro.
I'm Sam.
Right, so this is our new vodcast, Between Shifts, and we hope that you all can enjoy the content on Spotify and YouTube. Do give us a like, follow, share, subscribe on both these platforms, Spotify and YouTube, as well as our social media on Instagram and TikTok. Right,
Yep.
so continuing from the previous episode, we talked a lot about holidaying with kids, right? And
Our two kids.
Each. And also separately. Yes, not together. So we had a bit of a debate of whether to take day flight or night flight, which we kind of presented our own individual preference, opinions, arguments, which you all can catch on episode 1, which please do, right? Okay, continuing with that. So we ended off the previous episode with wanting to talk more about our
So now we want to actually talk about the holiday itself.
with kids.
With kids.
The challenges and everything that comes along with traveling with two kids.
And what we planned to overcome these challenges, and what actually happened, and what was the outcome.
So
Where did you go?
Okay, a little bit of recap. We both have 2 kids each, not together. Both our first kids are toddlers, 4-year-old. Both our second kids are 1-year-old.
Not toddler already, bro.
Sorry?
4-year-old not toddler already.
Then what?
4-year-old kid.
Oh, it's considered kid. Okay, 4-year-old kid. First kid is 4-year-old, and our second children are
Toddlers.
1 year plus. Okay, pardon me. Okay, so I'll go first.
Sure.
Okay, so
So
okay,
where do you go?
okay. The highlight of my trip was actually to go to Scotland,
Okay.
Edinburgh. I mean, we landed in Edinburgh, but the purpose of the holiday was actually to do a road trip, a 10-day road trip around Scotland. They call it the Scottish Highlands. So it is quite a challenging idea. I mean, months before, right? Which my wife came up with this, like, hey, we should do a road trip, and we were actually dabbling between.
Okay, but why Scotland in the first place?
Okay, we were dabbling between New Zealand and Scotland.
Is it because of the view?
Yes. So either one will have insane views, right? But it's quite common for people already to do road trip in New Zealand.
Yes.
At least for Singaporeans or Asians.
Okay.
But I don't see that much content of Asians or Singaporeans to do road trips in Scotland.
Okay.
Right? So, okay, when we landed, we reached Edinburgh, stayed for 2 days. Edinburgh is a city, quite a sleepy city, but insanely gorgeous, bro. It's like really, it's not as busy as like Singapore-ish, London-ish, you know. Glasgow is more like,
So there's no like high-rise buildings and all that.
not much. So they have like cathedrals, they have like really cobblestones, shop
Like these
houses.
are all like 100-year-old
Oh, yes.
buildings lah.
Harry Potter-ish, those kind, right? Those very Harry Potter-ish kind of like vibes, and insanely beautiful. I wish to go back there. Okay, so fast forward to the road trip. So we have the 2 kids. The whole idea is to actually have the 2 kids. How we're gonna enjoy the whole road trip comfortably. Although the whole idea is not a comfortable holiday, right? So we rented in Edinburgh this camper van, but actually it's just an MPV, a modified MPV. So the camper van, it has a rooftop attached. A tent attached to the rooftop.
Okay.
Okay, it's a collapsible one.
So it's like a van, like those Toyota Hi-Ace van.
Voxy, you've heard of Voxy? It's like Noah.
Okay.
Those kind. Okay.
But no seats behind lah.
Only driver. Actually, there is. All three have.
Okay.
Okay, but the
Collapsible.
all the way to the back. It is, we collapse it to put all our luggages.
Okay.
Right. So we got the camper van from Edinburgh, and then after that, with the tentage on top. The only reason we only could get those with tentage on top is because there's 4 of us. But if there's 2 of you, the whole bed setup is inside the camper van. So
Really?
that you only have the driver's side. The second and third is converted into a bed.
Okay.
That's for if like there's only 2 of you, right? But because there's 4 of us, we can only take the one that is there's a tentage. So at the back, all the way to the back. So on the third row of seats, behind there'll be like a small space for luggage, right?
Yeah.
For baggage area, right? That's turned into like a mini kitchen.
What?
Mini kitchen, right? So there's a sink.
Huh? There's a sink
There's a
inside
sink.
the camper van.
Yeah, there's a sink. There's a sink. So you have to put like a pail, a bottle, or a big gallon of water, and then after that you press, so it suctions it up. So you need to keep on replenishing that water lah.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean it's sufficient for 1 full gallon of water is sufficient. And then after that there'll be like shelves, and then they give you like portable cooker,
Okay.
fire starter, all this kind of thing.
Wait, but inside the van you cannot stand, right?
No, you have to go to the back, open the leg, and then
okay,
you
okay,
are
okay.
standing lah.
I thought it's, you know what? I'm imagining like
From the back, you'll be like
I'm imagining like what you call it? What? RV eh?
As in walk through. No.
it's not like that, right?
No. That's an RV which is much bigger, bro. I think it's like 2.5 times bigger than
Okay.
You have to imagine it's an MPV.
Oh, it's an MPV.
It's not even as big as a Hi-Ace or Alphard. It's not.
Smaller.
It is like a Noah. Yeah, just like a Noah.
Alphard same size as Noah, what?
No lah, no.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, smaller than that. I mean, it's a Voxy. If you all, I saw it was a Voxy, VOXY. So the challenge at that point of time was, the comfort of sleep for both of us, me and my wife, as well as the kids. So we were able to rent pillows and duvet, the blankets, right? So
that one also need to rent separately, eh?
yeah, but it's £10 lah, 10 or 20 pounds, which
For
is
the
still
whole
okay
duration.
right? So we took 2 sets because we traveled in September, so it's a bit cold.
What season was it? Winter.
I don't know, bro. No, it's going into winter. It's the one before winter. I'm not sure. Is it autumn or spring? I can't remember. Right? So we got 2 sets of the duvet, and the pillows, with in hopes that it can be warmer, right? Because technically, once you open that tent, when you sleep inside the tent, it's just that piece of tent cloth that separates you from the outside environment, right? So there has to be something which makes us warmer. Okay, so the challenge for this would be food, which is what we cook, and also the comfort of the sleep, and hygiene, which is the bathing, showering, and then if like there's a need to wash clothes and all this. So what's it called? Road tripping in Scotland is actually very, very friendly for all types of travellers. Okay, firstly, all over the cities, all over the whole all over Scotland, they have campsites.
Okay.
Alright, so these campsites are not those chapalang kind. They are clean, and then after that, they have
So what are the facilities in the campsite?
Okay, so basically, if you drive an RV, for example, you can rent RVs also lah. I mean, my preference and my budget fit a camper van at time. But if you want to drive an RV, you can drive an RV. They have power sockets for you to recharge the whole thing. That's number one.
It's a hybrid vehicle.
No, RV.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can have fridge, you can have this and that, right, inside the RV. So you have power sockets. I didn't need a power socket.
Okay.
Okay. Secondly, they have toilets. They have showers. They have toilets. They have laundries. They have place for you to wash your basins, to wash your pots and pans, and everything. And then they have like mama shop.
Okay.
What's it called? Shop.
Shop.
Yeah, they have shops to buy like things, fire starter, or you want to buy whatever. What's that? Propane. No, whatever it's called, the gas. And then some of them also have laundry, right? So it's quite really.
But these are all catered for tourists or for.
Okay, generally most of these are UK people. But I've seen Dutch vehicles.
Dutch vehicles, that means
means Dutch
they drive from
Dutch people
from
drive driving their own vehicles, right, from Netherlands all the way. I saw somebody from Czech Republic, right? So I think it's just something they do, and a lot of these are like retirement age people, and people my age I don't see much. Most of them are like 45 and above, 50s. I saw this guy also, bro. He rode. So okay, apparently the route for Scotland's road trip is I forgot what is it called. NC 500 or something like that. I may be wrong, but that is a world-renowned route for motorcyclists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like they're touring. It's like our version of Singapore, Thailand, back to Singapore. This is their version. So you go one round around the whole city, but 1,000 times better lah. The scene, the scenery and all. Okay. So I did go through some of these routes lah, right? Okay. So for kids, and okay, at night, the first night we hit 4 degrees.
4 degrees.
Yeah. But it wasn't 4 degrees. Subsequently, it didn't go below 8. But it was 4 degrees the first night. It was a bit of a
your whole family slept on the rooftop.
Yeah, all 4 of us. Okay, so once you set up, can lah, bro.
No, because the van small.
The only question is me, right? No, but it's super spacious. If I have a third kid, also I can fit inside.
Really?
Yeah. So it's super spacious. Yeah. Once you go set up ready, then there'll be a ladder, a collapsible ladder, telescopic ladder. Telescopic ladder, right? Yeah. And just goes down. Then the ladder will just be permanent lah until you want to move off, right?
But the tent is like you said just now. It's just
like a good tent, a good quality tent. But I mean,
like but it can't provide heat, right?
No. It's not insulated. The duvet will insulate you.
Okay.
But these kind of countries, the killer is actually the wind.
Yeah.
It's not the temperature itself. It's the wind, right? So you have to properly set up. Because sometimes when you're pitching a tent, you see like, what does this thing do? Then you like, never mind lah,
Okay, they don't teach you how to set up and all lah.
I mean
give you the thing. Okay,
the guy who was a bit grumpy lah. So we just like, okay, it's foolproof.
To them, it's foolproof.
My ego is like, hey, foolproof, right? I can't be that stupid. Okay, but the first night I was like, what does this thing do? Then after that I look around, it doesn't attach to anywhere. So I just leave it lah. Then I realized that thing let a bit of wind in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right? So I have to clip it down or something, and then after that I troubleshoot, and then it became less cold.
Okay. So do your kids sleep well?
Yes.
First night? They did.
Yes.
Even with that cold.
Okay, so the thing is, eventually I realized both of them, they love the cold.
Okay.
Yeah, they do not feel uncomfortable with the cold. which is something I only eventually realized about them. It's like my first one, even there, he only want to shower in cold water. Right.
Even with the cold, he shower in cold water.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, to be fair, the toilet's a bit insulated lah.
Okay.
So the second one also, he's quite unfazed. Okay, and then after that, so a lot of the thoughts, right, was we were heavily deep in thoughts about how to make the kids comfortable.
Yeah.
As much as we want to enjoy this, because kind of like it's our idea, right? They also not at the age where they suggest where to go and all, right? So it's our idea. We have to make them comfortable. So we prepare our own food. So before we set off for the trip, we had to go to the supermarket, stock up. So you spend like £100 in the supermarket for like 10 days worth of food, because we drove for I think 9 days or 10 days. And then
so you cook every day?
Cook every day. They have their own prepared food.
Is it like ready to eat meals for kids?
Yeah, but it has to be frozen. So basically, if you like, sometimes we chance those kind of food pre-prep meals. If we are lazy to cook that day, we go to a supermarket in the morning, then we cook in the evening. Because it needs to be frozen. If not, it goes bad, right? Then after that, but the whole trip is fun. At no point we feel like there was danger. It was dangerous.
In the sense of danger from nature or danger from
okay, so the thing that I asked the caravan company, right? I asked like one of the sales rep or whatever, the admin lady. I was like, how dangerous it is to be camping in Scotland. So she said, Scotland, this is according to her. If she's wrong, then I'm wrong. But this is the information she gave me. It is okay to be wild camping in Scotland. So wild camping is you camp wherever it is along the road. As in, if you see a safe space, so they will usually. So if you drive, right, sometimes they will have like, you know, like how bus will go in SBS bus, like a bus bay. So they will have a deeper bay for people to park cars.
Okay.
For you to photo shoot or take pictures or what, but you can park there. Okay, but then there's the other option of campsites. So campsite is not wild. So I wasn't wild enough, bro. so there is this wild camping. So I asked her. So initially I was like thinking, if ever I need to do wild camping, I asked her how dangerous it is. I said, we've only had bears.
Only bears.
She said, there's no tigers, there's no lions, there's not much snakes. The worst case will be a bear.
Worst case.
So after that I said, so if I do come across a bear, like what should I do? Oh, just stay inside. They won't climb the tent. So I mean, yeah, okay. So we stick to campsites, because campsites are quite gated. It's like a compound. So I think, and there's a lot of civilization, right? A lot of people. So I think that was fine. Safety for that. Safety moving around, like from the tent go down, like because we use a ladder and all. Also, I think quite easy. And then weather, thankfully the kids, they adapted to it and they like it.
But what do you, I mean, like you did a road trip, but in between traveling from one place to another, what do you like? So basically you just drive and then you see a nice scenery, you stop, admire the place, take photos, and then you continue driving. Is that what? Okay,
so we go city to city, right? So how we do is our aim is to reach a new campsite every day. Okay, so along the campsite, it's to the point that we don't even plan any. The only milestone is the campsite. So anything in between, as long as we make it in time, 5 p.m, because it sunsets about 6:30, we make it in time 5 p.m. That's all lah. Anything in between, it's just really freestyle.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And it's just too many beautiful places. The whole place just by its name. It's like, for example, bro, it's just a random place like by East Coast Park. Wow, it's just like, it's just like that.
Okay.
And then also, okay, there are some places like we went to Lord of the Ring. No, not Lord of the Ring. Game of Thrones castle.
Cool.
And then the Glenfinnan Viaduct. The what's that called? Harry Potter. The train.
Train.
The very scenic.
Yeah.
I don't watch Harry Potter, but yeah, that scenic train. So that whole bridge where the railway goes. So along the way they have a lot of like castles and all, depend on whether you want or not. But otherwise, very nature scenic, and then the weather is good. But when we reach Isle of Skye would be the last part that we go before we circle back. Okay, it's another island away from Scotland, the mainland Scotland. So that place is it's really a beautiful place. So over there, what we do is we just go to what's it called, like points of attraction, and then take out the foldable chair. Very Instagram shit. Those kind. Sit, and then after that pour a bit of soft drink or make hot chocolate. So it depends. If I stop, I feel like making hot chocolate, I pump water from that sink, I cook, I make hot chocolate. My boy wants hot chocolate. Baby needs milk and all. Yeah, it's just like that. Anybody needs anything at that point of time, then we just stop.
So your kids, they are entertained like that. Entertained like that. Like, do you have to do something to keep them entertained, or do you have to do any activities, or they are just by nature travelling is already their form of leisure entertainment?
I won't go as far as saying like, wow, they appreciate it as much as us. Of course, like we need to stop for ice cream.
Okay.
Right? And then we see like souvenir store, like get a toy. These kind of things. And then after that, here and there, like even convenience shop also, they like petrol convenience shop. They'll be like, then see like maybe Hot Wheels toy, Spider-Man toy, or what, then this kind of thing excite them also. But I mean, here and there also, when we reach, then we just play some activities with them, like and my number one is very he's very participative when making videos or cameras. Okay. So this itself is an activity for him.
Okay.
Right. And then number two, at the point of time, 10 months. So he doesn't have much say, this kind of thing.
Yeah lah, of course.
Right. So
he got say a bit. I also a bit worried.
So in that way, I think our concern was more of number one. Then number two is just keeping him comfortable. Yeah. I mean, eventually, because after that we went to Liverpool and London, right? That's where he havoc a bit more lah, right? He enjoy a bit more. We bring him to toy shop or this kind of thing, I think. But along the way, I think we also probably, I am not a big fan of devices, but sometimes the trips are quite long.
Yeah.
And also we provide him with a device, and also my wife's sanity also, because okay, this is the thing, this is the downside. Because the drives are like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours long.
Yeah, exactly. My thoughts.
And then sometimes like we need to catch up on the timing, right? Okay. Like maybe we spend a bit too much time at the lunch, then we need to catch up. Then sometimes like the one parent with 2 kids, their sanity also, bro. Yeah. Yes. So that one, sometimes it poses a bit of challenge here and there. But yeah lah, I mean, as and when need to, like me as the driver and the other parent need to be more understanding, more adaptive. So yeah lah, wherever part that I can go fast to make up time, to make it the whole journey shorter or what, then I try to do. But I can see, bro, it tested the sanity of my wife also, because like, at the back, and then when like, it's great when one is sleeping or both is sleeping, that's the best. But when both are awake,
fully energized,
hungry and all, but we haven't reached a makan place yet, or what, this kind of thing can like tense you up a bit. So
that's why Okay, for me, I cannot imagine doing that.
Okay, so your okay. This is my version, right?
Yeah.
Because this would be I in the past when I only had my number one, we went to trekking in Sapa, and in the future also we would want to do this kind of
Trekking.
doesn't matter lah, trekking or whatever, like kind of like this kind of travels. But for you, what's your version of like?
Yeah, so
holiday with the kids?
when I heard your story, right, I really cannot imagine doing these activities. When you're saying like you drive 5, 6, 7 hours and then you're just driving, your wife is behind with the 2 kids being hyper and all. How do you keep yourself sane? And you repeat this for like 9-10 days.
Yeah, about 9 days. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so for me personally, our aim when we go for holiday is to keep the kids entertained.
Okay.
I mean, not using devices or whatever, but more of going for activities or trips.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like normal parents, right, bring
Yeah.
their kids to playground or indoor playground or go to the farm,
Yeah.
to the zoo. Yeah, so these are kind of objectives when we bring our kids around.
Yeah.
So that's the activity, but the activity part. But about the comfort also, when you mention camper van, and then sleep, you have to consider a lot of things before you sleep.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be comfortable for the kids.
The consideration is a lot lah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And then for me and my wife, we usually go for Airbnb or hotel,
Yeah.
and must have kitchen of course
Okay.
right, to prepare food for the kids.
For them, yeah.
Then need to have maybe ready to eat meals or say something that we can cook quickly for the kids. So it's all a matter of planning. Like your kids are gonna eat at 12.
Yeah.
By 10 or 11 you need to prepare the food already.
Okay, so even when you travel, you don't break this schedule or this.
Correct. We try not to.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say you're gonna on that day you're gonna go to the farm.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go out at 8 a.m. So for the 12 p.m. lunch, it must be ready already. Either you prepare the ready to eat meals or you heat up the food before you leave the accommodation.
Okay.
Yeah. So by say 11 or 12, your kids have food already.
Okay.
So you don't need to go and find, or if you need to go and find, you already know where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the kind of considerations that we make lah as parents. For us personally, we have difficulty like going on the fly.
Freestyle lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, nothing, no wrong or right lah.
Yeah.
It's just how you raise your kids, right? But yeah. So
Is it like what was the main concern? Like macam like you feel worried that you cannot cover the bases you need to cover if you go on the fly?
Actually, the main concern is just the comfort of the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Just-
if they are not comfortable enough,
if they are
it
not
will
comfortable,
result in
result
them being
in-
cranky
correct, and
or
then
this and that.
you won't be comfortable, and then the whole holiday experience will not be as enjoyable as you think it would be.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's
Okay, generally I would say most parents would think like you. And most rational human beings or parents would actually do like what you did,
yeah,
right? Which is, I mean, holiday is to enjoy, what,
correct.
right? And holiday is also to be comfortable, and it's, so I think it's quite normal for people to be planning like you. But what made me a bit surprised is the planning. Is it norm? Do you think it's norm?
I think it is
To be planning like the kids what's it called, like their meals, their like you said just now 8 o'clock. If we wanna go 8, their noon meal.
Yeah. At the very least, you already want to know where to eat at least. If you don't have any meals prepared, right? You already need to think where to eat.
Okay.
The place that you go, is there food for the kids?
Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, overseas, for us, we may not easily find halal food, right?
Yeah.
Especially then even worse for the kids also. Even if you can find halal food, it may not be kids friendly.
Yeah.
So it's a very big part of consideration when you plan.
Okay. To balance out, I actually am not okay. I love to do that kind of holiday as well. After I do my kind of holiday.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the kind of holiday, the whole adventure holiday that I do, right? Before going, wow, so excited. After going, wow, such a beautiful memory. But in between, you'll be thinking, why did I do this? You know? But then when it all wrap up already, you'll be thinking like, wow, it's actually quite beautiful holiday. You know, like this,
True
that, you know?
I mean, when it's all over, then you think back and then you look, you reflect and think like, okay.
Because I feel
it's
like a
experience.
normal holiday. I mean, there will always also be, there may be times where you'll be like, you know, things don't go your way, you know, here
Of
and
course,
there.
of course, yes.
So I think okay, and also the only reason that this could happen is because I'm blessed with a partner, my wife, who totally value this kind of thing. So if you like husband and wife, right, you really need to be in tandem. If your wife don't appreciate this kind of things, right, it makes it not as easy.
True.
Like for my wife, right, she like you know, she's very adventurous, right? As adventurous as me, thankfully. Like it matches. Like for example, our honeymoon was in Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Mongolia. so that is like the baseline. Like when you know our first trip together was like Mongolia, and that was kind of like the baseline.
Bro, who go honeymoon Mongolia, bro?
Bro, that we'll cover our honeymoons in another episode. Yeah, but the baseline is she's very adventurous, and she just can't wait to do more countries like this, right? Because if you think about it, right, there are actually more countries which require you to be adventurous as compared to countries that allows you to be comfortable. I mean, the number of comfortable cities or countries is much lesser, right? It's usually just developed countries.
Yep.
It's only the big countries.
True,
But there are all those like the Stans country, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, right? All these. Yeah. Uzbekistan, Tanjung Rambutan. And like, you know, these kind of countries, and then like even there's really so many countries which you will need to be adventurous in a way.
True.
And we want to explore all these countries as much as possible. So that's why we tested ourselves with Scotland. Because Scotland, in a way, I don't know, but they feel like they are almost a first world, second world country, like developing to developed country. So even during the adventure, we can still fall back because there's good internet connection, you know, there's good roads, there's good vehicles, basically everything is good, right? And then safety is very high also. So there's at least a safety net because our kids still small, and then we can still do adventure, but there's a safety net with regards to how the stability of the country. But imagine we do a road trip in, say, Kazakhstan. Then it'll be more worrying because the kids so small, right?
Yep.
Then we don't know also whether they have good connection. Then they don't know the safety, all these kind of things.
So even when you do road trips, the
risk
destination is a factor.
Yeah, the risk factor, need to assess the risk factor. That's why just now when I first told you, the decision was between Scotland and New Zealand. Like we can rely on these two countries, right? On their stability lah, and also their good relations with Singapore also. So
Actually, speaking of which, you remember the other time there was this news article about this Singaporean parents who brought their kid to Everest base camp.
5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Bro, he got flamed, bro.
Really?
Yeah, he got flamed. I mean, bro, Everest, even the base camp is a 14-day trek.
No,
Even the base camp.
So but base camp means what actually?
Okay, base camp is you trek
Uh,
to basically point 0 of the Mount Everest trek. Okay, I may be wrong, but this is what I read before.
that means you trek from where? From
Okay, from I'm not sure, is it, I don't think it's Kathmandu, but it's like the city lah, nearest to Mount Everest.
then you just trek all the way to the base
Correct.
camp.
So basically it's like from like Bukit Timah, you trek to the first post 0 of Bukit Timah
Okay.
hill, right?
But it's still
14 days.
No, I mean it's still quite demanding, right? For
Correct. It's I mean, all the people I know are usually adults. The friends that I know who have done Everest base camp are adults, and they are the kind who really train, bro.
Yeah.
And their physique are far from
Us.
that physics, bro. Like their physique are really like they are trying to train to be like elite athletes kind of like physique.
Yeah. But how this
For a 5-year-old kid?
5-year-old do that, man?
Yeah, I mean it's amazing for the kid. I mean, but bro,
Okay, but as parents, do you think it was wise or rather advisable?
because our podcast is new, so I don't want to say whether he is wrong or not. Later I cannot flame. But whether I would bring my own son, okay, I won't.
mean, everything is from your own perspective.
No, I don't want to say about him.
No,
Say about me, right?
Yeah,
okay, so I won't, because number one, this kind of thing he do, right? I think at 4-5 years old, doing this doesn't have a positive correlation. Doesn't have positive impact on his growth yet. Maybe if he's already like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe that age.
You mean in terms of his experience? I mean,
Not experience, his physical development. So I think it makes, I may be wrong, there's no scientific evidence to this, but it's just my train of thought. At 5-year-old, at 4-year-old, at 5-year-old, I feel like a 14-day trek to Everest base camp, it can lead to him falling sick more, because he'll be too tired.
But wouldn't that build his so-called immunity?
Yeah, but there is a ceiling to the immunity, what? Right? There's not a need for you to use Everest base camp for him to reach that kind of ceiling of immunity, what? Right? For his age, there's a ceiling to the immunity that he can achieve. Anything beyond doesn't exponentially improve his life, what? So to me, like, but the risk is higher, but the benefit is not exponentially higher. And I feel also like he's a kid lah, you know, and anything got to do with Everest, it's aspirations of adults. You get me? It's aspirations of adults, right? But then again, maybe this kid is an outlier. You know, the 0.001% of the human population, right? Like I said, even at 5 years old, they cannot really make a proper decision like, oh, I want to climb Mount Everest. Maybe they can say, oh, I want to climb Mount Everest.
But do they really mean it?
Correct. When they know what's the whole process behind it.
True.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to say just now, I do also enjoy, because after we do our road trip, we go to Liverpool and London, right? And we stayed at Airbnb as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa. It's like
finally
warm water. You know, it's like this kind of thing. It's like and then we had like Airbnb with kitchen, and it's just like, oh, the food is cold, I can just turn the stove on and then just heat it up, microwave and all these kind of things. So I enjoy that as well, the comfort of that, and it feels more enjoyable after a tough, an adventurous, a bit more difficult kind of holiday.
And you and your wife got your sanity back.
Yes, bro. So when you get this kind of thing, they have 2 rooms, and then after that they have TVs, they have bathtubs, all this kind of thing. So yeah, we can find time for ourselves and these kind of things lah. So yeah. So okay, one thing I want to ask. Okay, this is my personal preference. Do you think it is important? It is easier to go to destinations where you can rent a car and drive when you have 2 small kids?
Actually, it depends where you go. Like places like Scotland, Australia, New Zealand, of course better to rent a car lah.
Yeah.
But if you go to like cities,
No. So my question is, do you think it's wise to choose destinations where you will be able to drive?
yes.
Yes, right? Okay, so a lot of my smaller holidays, not the long big ones, right, will be going to Indonesia, right? So I'm quite comfortable driving in almost all parts of Indo, right?
Even with the jam,
Even with the jam, yeah. But I mean, the jam is not the killer. It's actually more of like their road infrastructure. Like
okay.
When to turn, when to exit, when to stay, and all, right. So that's more challenging, but I'm fine with it. The only reason is because then, right, you won't be kanchiong about their naps.
They can sleep in the car.
Yeah, like as and when there is a place for them to rest and sleep and all, right. And then if you shop anything, you don't have to lug it around.
Correct.
You just dump it in the car.
Correct.
Right? Because
and then you
that's
want to bring their stroller, or you want to bring their bags.
Yeah.
whatever,
And then
diaper
after
bag,
that,
everything.
it's also like for you also, you want to chill for a while.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't have to enter a cafe or
Correct.
to sit down and all, right. And then okay, if you don't have a car, then your only chill time will be when you have meals lah.
True.
Which is like, yeah. So yeah, it's more it's more comfortable to go to destinations when you have a car.
Yeah.
Not because of not specifically because of the travelling, but just because of the
All the
resting.
things you carry.
Yeah, all the things you carry. So when I was in London, right, it's because I checked also, like, and it's kind of dumb also lah to rent cars in London for like a week, or however long you're there, because they have good transportation system. It's old, but it's good. It's well connected. And secondly, it costs about £150 per day to rent a car.
What?
Yeah, I checked.
So expensive.
Super expensive.
No, that one is just the cost of the car itself.
Yeah,
Not
not the
including
gas, not the
petrol,
petrol.
everything,
Yeah, and
Wow.
then we leave our accom at and also the more affordable accoms are not in the city centre. Right? It's usually a bit outer. Maybe it's like 45 minutes. So it's not the kind of days where we can break. Like morning, go out, after lunch, come back, rest.
Okay.
Then you go, because you have to make time to the city centre and then you come back out and then you come back in. So just like 2-3 hours if you do it twice. So for example, without a vehicle in London, you'll be like out at 10 a.m. and 6-7 p.m. and then all the carabiners on the pram. You have your Primark, you have your Tesco, you have this, and then you slid below under the pram, and then you have 2 kids, and then this kind of thing, and then like, yeah. So it's yeah. That's the downside. Like I feel like if you, like, I prefer to go to.
But do you take taxi or anything like that?
We rarely do. Only I think once or twice. But like even on our last day from the hotel to airport, we want to take a cab, a cab or Uber. It was £200, bro.
Huh?
Yeah. So, the stroller I have, Baby Zen, the stroller. Oh, amazing, bro. It's stronger than the trolley that I use for Geylang Bazaar, bro. So like my wife with her backpack, mine with her 30 kg, hers with a 20 plus kg, and then she strapped baby in front, and then after that
Wait, this one, how
going
come you
back.
bring backpack to go like around the London?
No, this one going to airport.
Oh, going to airport.
Yeah. And then the final one, there's a third bag. How did you dump it on the stroller? So we took the train lah. So the train is direct, but it's just, you know, like MRT lah, you need to go get there, right? You know. But I mean, £200, that's $350, bro. Like, no, no,
it really
no,
doesn't
you know,
make sense
like, you know, I will rather tire myself out than spend $350 on
just to get there.
just to get there, when actually the train is
Direct.
very good connection to the that's good.
See. Okay, so you travel with haversack, backpack, and all
Yeah.
this, right? I travel with luggage.
Okay, but you see, don't you think it will pose problems if you go to countries like Scotland or like
That's why.
that?
It's
Because of
like-
the cobblestones.
Correct.
Like this kind of thing?
So like you mentioned, the destination matter, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you
It's the
don't
kind
know.
of holiday.
Okay, so for example, I've heard these stories before. People going to Japan or Korea, I can't remember. Then they take the subway, and then there's no lift, there's no escalator.
Yeah, that's the consideration I make also.
So okay, so you're saying that if you ever have knowledge about this, then you will switch to backpack.
Correct. Yes, I will.
Oh, okay.
In fact, when I went to Australia, Perth, the kind of apartment I want to rent, I asked the person first. This one got lift or not, or is it just staircase? Because I know some apartments
walk
they
up,
only have, it's only just walk up. So I asked the person first whether this one got any lift. Then the person said no. Then I don't rent that account. Rent a different account.
In Liverpool, that was the one thing I forgot to ask. Fourth story.
Actually, that happened to me when before I had kids in UK, in London.
Yeah.
Four
Sucked,
stories
bro.
also.
Yeah, it sucked, bro. Yeah. And then oh my god, yeah. So I don't know, just for me it's just like backpack. We move faster.
Yes.
We move faster, and then our mobility is faster than the because those what's that luggage, sometimes if you don't buy a really good luggage, the movement is not very seamless, like, you know. So I mean, it's about being swift, bro. That's all.
So let us know in the comments what do you think. What kind of holiday for those with kids? Where would you bring your kids? How would you entertain them? Keep yourself sane. Would you bring them to like Wiro, bring them to Scotland for trekking, for road trips, or would you be like me, choose a more relaxing holiday? Let us know, and on top of that, please do share, like, subscribe, whatever it is. Till we meet again in the next episode, where we talk about other things. Thank you for those who have been listening from the start to the end. We'll see you again. Bye bye.
Bye bye.